You are listening to the Postcast presented by the Locked On Senators podcast following a well worth the late night victory over the Vancouver Canucks. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Piller after a 4-3 Ottawa Senators victory and some stats for you this evening. But first, let's get to Brandon Piller. Your initial impression on tonight's game, Pillsy.
The initial impression was not good, Ross, and we talked about it. What do we need to see from Gus is let's have a hot start. Well, first shot on goal, not great. JT Miller gets one on the power play, and then I just had a bad feeling about this game. The Canucks were dominating to start, but you got to credit the Sens. Second half of a back-to-back, and they put a lot of pressure on Thatcher Demko, who has to come into this game cold and tired to start the second period, and they get a good game from Gus, and the offense gets going, and Adam Gaudette gets the ultimate revenge on his old team. So overall, Ross, a much better, much more entertaining game than last night. That's for damn sure.
Double revenge game in a sense. Travis Hamonic earning his first point as an Ottawa Senator, and Pillsy, a 2-assist effort for Nikita Zaitsev, and one of them was almost one of his classic just ice it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But Flash Formanton picked it up on the wall, cut to the middle. He gets 2 goals in tonight's game. But you know what my favorite stat is right now, Pillsy? The Ottawa Senators went 4-0 through Western Canada this year. They won in Winnipeg. They won in Edmonton. They won in Calgary. Tonight they win in Vancouver. That's how you make a nice trip across the country.
And Ross, speaking of nice stats, how about 1,000 regular season wins for your Ottawa Senators on tonight's win? Well done. Well done. It took a while, but they got there. 1,000 wins. That's awesome.
1,000 wins. As I pull it up, how many games for the Ottawa Senators franchise do you think?
It's, I saw the record. It was like 981, 1,981, 115, and 107, something like that.
Okay.
Math guy. I can't do that in my head, but
math guy. Kevin knows that I'm the math guy on this show after this morning's play. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Hopefully it's not bothering everyone else, but for me, we're frozen. Anyways, as long as you guys can hear us well, all good. I feel like a lot of people are going to be listening to this one because the Ottawa Senators were trailing going into the third period. They were down just a goal, but it certainly felt like a steep hill to climb when you think about the fact that they're 1-32-1 when trailing after 2 periods. Well, you can add another win in the column there. The Ottawa Senators now 2-32-1. Doesn't that sound a little bit better, Pills?
Much better. And shout out Parker Kelly. He's the guy that ties the game up. And he had a good game, if you ask me. He was playing physical. That whole line was absolutely dominating and playing a hard game. So, and this game was physical. Timmy got the worst of some altercations. And man, it's brutal. The refs now not calling anything on Timmy like that. It's clearly a thing, right? Because there was a couple instances, one in OT where he gets tripped, and it's just
can opener. The stick's in between his legs. Like, you don't get a more obvious call than that. The one thing I will say about overtime and the end of the third period flew by. So people on the East Coast, we know we got a lot of Sens fans out in Atlantic Canada. I lived in Halifax for a couple of years. Those West Coast games that start at 11 p.m. are tough. So when there's no whistles for a span of over 10 minutes in the third period, you are just loving it. And for the second half of a back-to-back, Pillsy, that's got to be good for the Ottawa Senators, feeling it out, going through and absolutely, I shouldn't say dominating, I'd say sticking with it throughout the third period.
Yeah, and I thought we talked about the momentum goals, Ross, and when you start a period off with a goal right away, and then you follow it up quickly with another goal soon after, like that's going to give you a burst of energy even later at night for these guys. As we mentioned, they flew from Ottawa quickly, so they're probably still dealing with time change second half of back-to-back, but you get some momentum on your side, and the energy, the adrenaline goes up, and they end up making the most of it. And I thought it was a good game pretty much all around. Like, there wasn't too many guys where I didn't love their play. And that's the kind of thing that this team needs when they have so many injury problems, is they got to band together as a team. And I thought they did a good job of that.
100%. And they did it for their tendy, Philip Gustavsson, who allowed a goal on the first shot, but he finishes the night strong with 34 saves, I should say, on the evening. Still a nice save percentage, 919 on the evening. Couple great saves in overtime. How about the glove save on Connor Garland in the shootout, Pilsy? Was that his best piece of work all night?
It definitely was one of them. And the tight shot of Garland afters, wow, like he couldn't believe it. And I thought Gus made a bunch of really good saves. Like we mentioned, didn't start off great. And Gus hasn't been known, if he starts off bad, to bounce back. But he certainly bounced back here. And you got to give him a lot of credit, because this Sens team, they wouldn't be having the opportunity to get to a shootout if it's not for a lot of clutch saves. So I'm happy to see a good game from Gus.
His first win
since November 13th.
November 13th. The only win in November for the Ottawa Senators is the last win for Filip Gustavsson. He had lost, what was it, 9 straight, 10 straight? It felt like it had been
a lot.
A few too many for Filip Gustavsson. There were times in this game where my confidence in him was not necessarily sky high, but I felt like he got better as the game progressed. Now, what did you think about the second and third goals against?
Let me just double check which ones those were.
Big notes guy.
Yeah, exactly. Big notes guy. Short-term memory here. The third goal, I put down no chance for Gus on that, right? The Sens can't clear the zone. They're trapped in their own end. Besser's deking in tight. He goes behind the net, and then Dermott is just creeping in from the point. And credit Travis Dermott there. That's a nice shot, and Besser sets it all up, because anytime you got Brock Besser just dangling through the offensive zone, all eyes are going to be on him, right? And Dermott has the wherewithal, the hockey IQ to get in space, and he buries it. So I didn't blame Gus on that goal at all.
8 straight losses for Filip Gustavsson before the victory tonight. Pilsy with an .857 save percentage. .857. So what an important win for Filip Gustavsson. Ben, I don't know if we're going to go back to Philly franchise just yet. That is a nickname that's earned, not given. Anybody can ride a bus, but to be the franchise, you got to put down a bit more than that. Pilsy, as I throw to you here about Alex Formenton, I'm going to go to our YouTube channel and I'm going to put out the poll. Who is getting the bike helmet and glasses? Nice. So give me your take on Formenton's play. Does he have? Why do I think he has it right now? He does. 100% he does.
Yeah, I think, he does.
Because Waddy gave it to him for his 100th game.
100%, yes. 100th game.
So, does it go to Adam Gaudette then?
Oh, Gaudette
the
would
revenge.
be Gaudette would be a good one.
Minutes all game.
It would be a good one, but Gus, no wins since November, and he played phenomenal. I think I'd probably go Gus if I'm Formenton.
Okay, well,
that's goalie friendly show bias.
Right. Well, let's do this a little brainstorming session. Who gets the bike helmet and glasses? So
Will Scott saying Kelly also an option. I would put Parker Kelly in there too. Yeah,
who gets?
That's a good.
Well, without Drake Batherson, this game's over in the third round of the shootout.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to go that far, but we're going Filip Gustavsson. Are we going Adam Gaudette as an option? I mean, he scores the goal. He scores the shootout winner in the place. They put him on waivers, didn't they? And then he ended up in Chicago?
I'm not sure how he ended up in Chicago, because the Sens got him from Chicago off waivers.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm saying Formenton.
Yeah, a lot of people saying Gaudette here. Kara, Callum, they're saying Gaudette. Jasper, I know Formy's got. He's saying Goose or God's fair. I'm waiting for the guy who goes, no, I played sick tonight. I'm actually going to keep it.
I know. I've said a couple times.
Should have been Forsberg.
They should have kept it. Yeah,
right. Forsberg's the guy where it's like, you know what? I'll just keep it through the entire season. Let's just be safe here.
Yeah.
Should we we got to give it at least, sorry. So Parker Kelly, we got a couple more in the comments saying Parker Kelly as well. Yeah, people are saying Gaudette traded for Matthew Highmore. Yeah. I would say your value could be more high than that if you're expecting a tribute video or something upon your return. Instead, Adam Gaudette sat on the bench for the final 35 minutes of this game. And then, do you think that was a bull move or what? It's not like the shootout got to 10, 11, 12. He was the fifth shooter.
I don't think it's that bold, Ross, because Adam Gaudette, when he gets time and space, you see flashes of I'll even say offensive brilliance. Like, he doesn't get a lot of ice time, so they don't happen that much, and he's not great defensively, so they get hemmed in their own zone more often than not when he's on the ice. But when like him and Ennis hooked up for a couple goals this year, they were pretty good. Like, when he did get time playing with skilled guys like Batherson and Norris, like, he's able to do really good things. So get him in a shootout with no defenders and just mano a mano up against the goalie. I don't hate it.
No, me neither. I mean, it was a sick little flick of the wrist too. Nothing wrong with the play.
It was nice. Yeah.
They clearly had a scouting report on Thatcher Demko because Timmy and Josh Norris took the same route in, going out towards his glove side.
Well, and I think Gaudette and Batherson used the same angle approach as well. So those ones were the successful ones.
went blocker side, glove side. But he's a right shot.
Exactly.
Whereas
That's
Timmy
what I'm
and
saying.
Norris
The angle they
were both
used,
lefties. Yes, very fair. Brady, man, great player, not a shootout guy.
I would have tossed Zub out there instead of Brady.
Like, Brady just came in with a ton of speed and just like took a 9-iron, took a pitching wedge.
That's his shootout option there.
Yeah, I don't know. He'd probably be my 7th or 8th choice to go in there. So if you're just listening, the order went Stützle, then Norris, then Batherson. Why am I blanking on who went after Batherson?
I got the notes here for you, Ross. After Batherson was Brady.
Of course. Brady, and then Adam Gaudette. And it went the opposite way where Vancouver scored on their first shot of the extra frame. JT Miller, where it almost felt like he stopped and slowed down, but on the replay, it was fair.
Besser went first, but Gus got the save.
So it was the second
Besser,
one.
Timmy, Miller. Yeah.
Miller scored, though.
Yes, he did score. Yep.
And he slowed down pretty deep.
Yeah. Goes in slow, waits, makes a tight move, bobbles it, but still gets the backhand in.
So maybe it was just a bobble I saw, but it just really felt like...
No, he was slowing things down for sure.
Speed it up, bud. Let's go. We got a bedtime to have here as Martian left us tonight. But we do have some special Leems Martian. We'll get into this game more, a couple more stats for you and all that. But this is just a wild compilation. We could not interview Tyler Boucher without having the Martian involved.
Yeah, it only made sense. And we've had a bunch of interviews, Ross, where we consult Martian, like, hey, you got anything for us? And this one, imagine, Ross, we're just like, hey, we're talking to Boucher. Like, can you give us like all your questions you want to ask? But like, you can't come on. You would have been furious. So we had to get him on. And but shout out Martian, going to bed early on this one, giving up on the boys early and saying, I'm going to sleep. And
after the second, but then we got the text. Then we still got the text being like, oh, that was nice. It's like just when you're out, they bring you right back in. Tyler Boucher knows who At Leems Martian is, so you love to see that too. He's like, hey, I know you. You're the guy who defends me at all costs on the internet, aren't you? Anyways, great interview coming up with Tyler Boucher. We're going to air that on Thursday because Thursday is game 1 for the Ottawa 67's playoffs. And man, this is Tyler Boucher's season. But right now, it's Ottawa Senators season, and you absolutely love to see when a team gets their 1,000th win. I'm going to assume that the Tampa Bay Lightning have already hit 1,000 wins, the expansion sisters of the Ottawa Senators.
They've is
that fair to say?
Ross? Yeah, I think you might be on the right course there.
Damn. Yeah. Oh well. Can't win them all.
No,
I
mean, when you win 1,000, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, Tampa's got 3 cups, but
only 3.
Only 3. I mean, yeah. Well, they've been to a couple, 2 more finals. No, they only lost the one in 2015 with Ben Bishop. Yes. They lost to Chicago.
Yep.
In that one. So fun fact too. This is gonna be the last postcast that Pillsy and I do from different locations for a little while, as we'll be heading to Ottawa on Friday. The Sens play in Columbus is the next game Friday night. So we'll do that from my parents' place. Then Saturday night, probably just leaving the CTC. Saturday is going to be a very sloppy postcast, but that's
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. The people love it. That's all that matters here. So we'll have some fun with that. And then on Tuesday, we'll be boots on the ground for the New Jersey Devils, Ottawa Senators. Feel the excitement. The New Jersey Devils without Jack Hughes. Hopefully, they'll have some of their young talent in their lineup as well. And hopefully, knock on wood, Jake Sanderson could make his NHL debut in that game. So the early returns are in, Pilsy. Who do you think the clubhouse leader is right now for the bike helmet and glasses?
Gaudette.
No.
Oh, then it's got to be Gus.
51%. We're through 50 votes. So have your say, because there's more than 50 people in here right now. Go have your say. Is it Gustavsson,
Let's do it.
who's at 50% right now? Adam Gaudette, who's at 30%? And 20% want to give it to Parker Kelly. So little love for the grinder there for Parker Kelly. So I don't know. I'm just waiting for the video. That just gets me fired up. And I've been saving the videos now. I think the last 5. So I'm going to put together a nice little compilation at the end of the season. We'll get that fired up.
Nick Holden's going to have the most screen time, that's for sure.
Yeah, so what I might do is cut up one video that's just a continuation of him going, just over and over. Like I had Brady do the woos over and over. So I'll have some fun with that. Check that out at Send Central at the end of the season. But there's hockey to be played, and there was hockey played tonight. Ottawa Senators 4-3 over the Vancouver Canucks. And 5 minutes of 3-on-3 is an absolute scam. I tweeted that out on my personal account at Ross Levitan. We need 10 minutes of 3-on-3. Are you yay or nay? Everyone put in the chat, are you for or against 10 minutes of 3-on-3? The shootout is so anticlimactic after amazing back and forth action.
Yeah, I agree. And especially like when it gets to a point that if you can't solve it with 10 minutes of 3-on-3, then sure, let's just get it done the gross way with the shootout. So I like that, Ross. 3-on-3, extend it.
We've got no shootout huggers in the chat tonight. Everyone's agreeing with us. 10 minutes of 3-on-3. And Pilsy, that would abolish the shootout whether you tried to or not, because there's no way you're playing 10 minutes of 3-on-3 without a team scoring, unless the goalies are insane.
Yeah, exactly. And by that point, the guys are absolutely gassed because that is a lot of skating going on for 10 minutes of 3-on-3 for the star players.
Well, it would have to expand the bench, you'd think, right? You'd have to decide when your third line guys or when you're is Austin Watson getting a shift? Hey, maybe he's not the best example to use because Austin Watson's turned himself into a bit of an offensive player here. Speaking of offensive weapons, how about our Send Central standouts, Pills? You want to go first?
I would love to go first. I'm going with my guy, Alex Formenton. Finally, it's been a while since he scored, and he gets 2 in this game. Almost 3. I mean, that 2-on-1 with Brown, where Brown waits it out perfectly, gets the pass over, and then Formey makes the deke. But I don't know. I forget if he misses or Demko got a pad on it. But Alex Formenton had one hell of a game, and he had so many opportunities where he's doing what he does best and scooping the puck up in the neutral zone with speed and getting around a defender and driving to the net. And he had good stats as a result of it. 7 shots on net and almost 21 minutes of ice time. Toss in 3 hits there too. So that's a nice game all around for me. And it looked like he was feeling himself.
Oh my God. Canucks fans have found my tweet about Adam Gaudette scoring the shootout. Enjoy it. He's going to be playing in Europe in the next 2 years. Yeah, I don't care. He played 4.5 minutes and he scores the shootout winner.
Yeah.
Objectively hilarious.
Or they picked him up on waivers. Like if the Sens had used a big draft pick or something, then sure, go ahead and chirp. But no, not much cost there. 6
shifts in the entire game, Pilsy. You don't ever see that unless it's an injured player.
Shootout specialist. DJ Smith's just keeping him ready. Or unless it's Victor Mete playing forward.
Oh my God, don't get me started on that. I mean, what did he play the other night? 2 minutes? So if you think about that, with him playing 2 minutes, but that was the home game. That was against the Leafs on Saturday. But when you look at this from the perspective of even in Seattle, Senishin was 7.5 minutes. He didn't play much tonight. I didn't notice him at all. 4:15. Played even less than Gaudette. So on the second half of back-to-back, DJ Smith used 10 forwards.
Yeah, that's a weird move, yeah. But they looked way more energized tonight than they did last night, I'll tell you that.
And Tierney played 8:49. So they literally played 3 lines tonight.
Yeah.
So you look at the guys who played a lot, and I know you had your first Send Central standout. How could it not be Alex Formenton? Even had a chance at the hat trick, man. How close was he on that play where it went backhand and you're like, okay, get it up over the pad. But even still, it hit the post. He was right there on an opportunity. So real close for Alex Formenton. Love that as the first Sens Central standout. For the second one, man, I saw a great defensive shift, but maybe I'll save him. We'll go around the horn twice for this one. There's actually a lot of good options, but we're always so hard on Nikita Zaitsev whenever he does something decent. Whenever he does something decent,
no, I like this though. I like it.
We got to give it to him. 4 block shots, the most on the team tonight. And I want to say he didn't ice the puck at all, which for him is just absolutely wild. We said that he tried to ice the puck, but Formenton just caught up to it and was able to go down. So yeah, 2 assist performance for Nikita Zaitsev in this one. I think that's worthy of a Sens Central standout. 4 seconds of power play time for Nikita Zaitsev tonight. Woo, feel the excitement.
Yeah, I mean, two hits, 4 blocks. Not a bad game for Nikita Zaitsev, which, like you said, we don't say often, so I don't mind that pick at all, Ross.
Yeah, and are we going to do snake style?
I got one ready in the chamber, so
let me pull up. I want to go because, it's the advanced stats people who absolutely hate on Nikita Zaitsev, so let's just see if
I test people too, Ross.
Yeah, it's verbal meme, the 2 ripped arms, analytics people, eye test people. Nikita Zaitsev sucks right in the middle. Nobody had necessarily good nights at 5-on-5 in terms of Corsi tonight, which is shot attempts when they're on the ice. Only Tim Stützle and Alex Formenton were above 50%. But then it was Austin Watson and Nikita Zaitsev, among all Senators defensemen, had the best shot attempt percentage at 5-on-5. So, that to say, I'll throw it back to you for your Sens Central standout number 2.
Well, we've already kind of mentioned it, and we're a #goalie-friendly show, so I could not leave Gus off here. And hey, I'm proud of the kid. He lets in a bad goal to get things started. And I mean, bad goal. It's a power play. It's JT Miller, one of the best point-producing players in the league the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. So it's not the worst, but it's a tough look. It's a tough start getting back to the NHL here. But he stands strong. He bounces back. The other goals I didn't think were too terrible. And I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. And DJ Smith, I can kind of tell DJ Smith doesn't have a lot of faith in Gus, which, hey, can't blame him, right? Hasn't won since November 13th. But if you're Gustavsson, that's a nice feather in your cap, being like, all right, I bounced back. I showed I could do it. I kept this team in the game, not only for a couple periods, but overtime and shootout. So DJ Smith's going to remember that one, I think.
Yes, 100%. Cameron saying, doesn't Tim have the helmet? Does he?
We have to go to our friend on Twitter, isn't it? Loch Ness Loch Sens Monster?
No,
or he doesn't do the previous one.
No, we got to go to our friends at Locked On Senators on Instagram. And you are right. We are the biggest mushes of all time. Thank you, Cameron. Cam, by the way, won the tickets for Saturday's game from Rosie from Sens fan in Korea.
That's awesome.
We are the biggest idiots because all I do on Instagram, the only thing we post is the helmet pictures.
Yeah.
And Tim Stützle got it in the last game.
Okay. Well, no, we're not that big idiots because at least we didn't put him as one of the options. Then that's like,
I mean, it's the most obvious Alex Formenton, but do they go right back to him? But he hasn't scored he had an 11-game drought. They're going to for me. Hilarious that our poll didn't have it.
I don't know, Gaudette, because you got to think it's not always the guys who play best. It's like, all right, that's a big moment for you, and the boys love it. And that him getting booed going down and then just being like, yep, let's hear it. Like, that was pretty epic.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cam saying he's already got a ticket, so it's going to be passed on. All right, Cam, great stuff. We're going to see you on Saturday. By the way, we have booked, Stanley's, second floor, Sensplex, $5 pints plus
$5 pints. Let's go.
I was able to talk him down for that. I think it's usually like $7. So there you go. You're welcome. Keep the toonie.
Inflation, not for Locked On Senators podcast fans.
No. We'll keep the inflation for the Sens side of the scoreboard on Saturday night. Pillsy, I'm going with Timmy Superstar, buddy. Okay. Still gets an assist in this game after the 9-game heater ended in Seattle. He gets right back on the horse. Gets an assist in this one. Sure, it was a secondary assist. Sure, maybe it wasn't his most electric game offensively, although he still had some great chances. Like, he got robbed by Halak in the first period with the blocker. I think he was in on a partial break there.
Although
you think it was
that
blocker?
one was offside.
You think so?
If he would have scored, that's coming back for offside.
Yeah, 100%. That's fair. But Timmy, good shot differential tonight. You look at what he did in terms of generating offense, in terms of how about him in the faceoff dot, Pillsy? I know you love a good night in the dot. I mean, he only took 3 draws, but 67% still looks nice in there.
Hey,
and this was not a banner night in terms of shot differential for the top line. Josh Norris got cleaned out. Brady Tkachuk as well. If you're looking Josh Norris, 3 shot attempts for, 19 against when he was on the ice at 5-on-5. So when your number one center isn't going, and for now, Josh Norris, the number one center, Tim Stützle has to get the play going. So Robert's agreeing with you as well here, saying that it was way offside. Nick wants us to point out, Nick's great, Winnipeg boy, mentioning that DJ's reaction. What was your take on that?
That was pretty funny. Like the ref skating over and DJ just like, what do you got for me? And then after hearing the explanation, it's just like, get back to work. Like we're done here. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
We don't need to put the pictures of the referees behind the bench in Ottawa. That was a wild story. Front page on TSN. The Leafs. Do you see that?
No, I don't know.
The Leafs have a cutout with the names of the officials so that they treat them with respect because they know their names now. Anyways, wild stuff. Steve mentioning the Sens may have dropped further in the draft. Do you care?
No. The only time I care, Ross, is when they lose. Then I can be like, flip side, better lottery odds. Like, I want to watch this team win games.
100%.
What time is it? It's 1:20 in the morning. If I'm staying up till 1:20 in the friggin' morning, I want it to be an Adam Gaudette shootout winner. That's what I live for, baby. So I definitely want that. And the lottery odds are so weird anyways, and it's only a change of like a couple percent. So Speaking of which, are we going to do a tankathon spin?
You want to do a spin right now? Do they update?
We'll find out.
Let's see here. Ottawa 1-1. 7th best odds right now.
All right.
I'll give it a spin. They finished 7th. There you go.
I have a feeling it's going to be 7th, Ross. Yeah. All right. Here we go. 7th.
Yeah. And whoever you want the Ottawa Senators to draft, they're not going to draft him. So
no. Yeah. I was going to say, don't bother doing prospect rankings. And then I was like, that's probably going to be our entire summer.
Yeah. No. We'll have fun with it. It's great to get to know the players because then when you're watching the draft, you're able to kind of follow along and be like, oh, good pick, bad pick, and all that. Just like we had Tyler Boucher, 5 stars for 39th or 42.
You get to watch all other teams pick your favorite prospects.
Yeah,
while Googling the Sens picks.
Literally, I have not seen a Senators make a pick outside of Stützle, Sanderson, Greg, and I think did we have Roby and Sokolov in there as well? We didn't have Clevin.
No, Clevin was not there, that's for sure. Yeah, we had Roby and Sokolov in that area too.
Look at this comment. Read that out loud for the audio listeners.
We're going to draft Boucher's cousin, and it's going to be worth it.
I love it.
He's a beauty. We just talked to him. We love him.
Oh, he's awesome, man. Here, so. Great lid, too. Got the old Chicago Bulls lid on, too. Stay tuned for that on Thursdays. Locked On Senators. All right, won't keep you everyone too much longer. I feel like we're getting pretty late there. I know Pillsy's got an early morning. I got to do a couple interviews early on in the day for my other gig, and then we'll have Locked On Senators coming to you throughout the day. It's a Belleville Sens game day, huge game for the Belleville Senators tonight. So we'll be keeping track of that as well. I still just keep going back to Adam Gaudette tonight. Like that's got to be the story, and I'm more and more convincing myself that he's getting it tonight. The bike helmet and shades.
I think so. Like Gus probably deserves it from like a three stars of the game, and for me too. But like for the boys and vibes, and like he just capped the game off. Got that.
Yeah, it's all vibes when you're looking at what he what the bike helmet brings to the locker room. So if we're going up and down, Parker Kelly gets a goal, 5 hits and 4 block shots for Parker Kelly. Played 15-32. I gotta say that's got to be close-ish to his career high. No.
Hey, he was a top line winger for a bit. Remember?
Nope.
Literally
47. The only time he's played this often, did he make his? No, he made his debut last year. Only played one game, 732.
He scored a goal in that game, though.
And pissed off Jake Muzzin. Great opener. The only game in which he played more was the game we don't talk about against his hometown Calgary Flames. I guess he's Canmore, same thing. The local team, I guess, for Canmore there. But it was the game in Ottawa, the 4-0 shutout when they had 15 guys out with COVID. So the last time Parker Kelly played that much, I believe the night before that, because it was second half back-to-back, was the night that not only did Tim Stützle score his first goal of the season, but that's the last time that Philip Gustavsson won a game.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Hey, this is a great question. A phone number. We don't often see that as a thing. Are we going to do postcasts for the Belleville Sens playoffs? That could be interesting. You're giving us something to think about.
Yeah.
You're giving us something to think about there, 893-160-0007.
That is a good idea because not everyone has a chance to watch Belleville. So 100%. If you want to catch up, hey, I'm a sicko for the Belleville Sens. We'll chat.
Oh, 100%. I think that's fantastic as well. So, no, good stuff here tonight for the Ottawa Senators. And, yeah, I understand the sentiment that you want to have the best chance at a good draft pick. But watching the team win, that's what you watch hockey for.
Exactly. And if this is 2020 and this team is in the weeds of a rebuild and literally there's nothing else, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, you're just scrounging for percentages for draft lottery odds, then sure, maybe you cheer for losses a little more. But we're supposed to be past that. Look at the goal scorers tonight. Exactly. Yeah.
Formey gets 2. Kelly gets 1. Batherson in the shootout. And then game winner, revenge game. Sure, he's not a part of the future, but a great story is a great story. And I mean, as much as this is a very biased Ottawa Senators show, I still cheer for stories over everything.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Give me a great story.
And Brandstrom smashes his career high in points this year.
Oh my God, that's a hilarious tweet. I'm glad you brought that up. And they do it for everybody, so it's not we're not picking on Brandy here, but this is a tweet from the official Ottawa Senators media account. With an assist on Parker Kelly's goal, Eric Brandstrom equals a career high in points, in brackets, 13. He's been playing well, though. Tonight was a good Eric Brandstrom game, for sure.
Yeah, it was. And I think he's been racking up the assists in the latter half of this season, so these.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, this is where fans cannot say he didn't have an opportunity. He has had an extended opportunity, and I think he's proven that he is a 5'6" guy who has a bit of offense. He can move pucks.
I think he's a 5. I think comfortably I would say a 5. 6 is a little low. I think as that left shot defenseman on a third pair him with a good, tough, defensive, physical defenseman for that yin-yang. Or, in the future, Tyler Clavin. I think that would be a nice pair. I think you got something there. And he can quarterback a second power play unit. Not great 100%. For Mark Stone train return, obviously, but
we got Igor in there too.
We got to move past that eventually. Yeah. Yes,
we got Igor in there too. So
he'll be scoring on the second power play unit as well. Here we go.
Yeah, that's a little something there too. So that's awesome. No doubt in my mind that we're gonna see some fun times here down the stretch as well. The Ottawa Senators will travel to Columbus on Wednesday, so no practice. I feel like they've been playing so often. There's been no practice days. They travel to Columbus on Wednesday, will return for a 2 p.m. practice on Thursday, and then they're in action against the Blue Jackets on Friday night ahead of the most important game of the season, Pilsy, Saturday against the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, I'm fired up for that game. But Ross, shout out to us. We managed to put all this together. We got the tickets, we got the meetup, we got the merch. Now we just got to enjoy the good vibes with Sens fans. So
and deliver the merch.
Like it's working out.
But we're on track.
We're on track. Let's say that. Yeah.
We're on track for sure. It's going to be a very fun week home for me. And I'm glad that you're going to get to come down for a few days. The 67's playoff game. It's going to be an electric few days. Working on a couple more interviews for you guys as well. Yes, Steve mentioning Sogard going to Belleville. Man, he has been unbelievable. 70 saves on 72 shots. And hopefully that continues tomorrow night. They signed a PTO guy to back him up going into this week. So it's all Matt Sogard, Timmy revenge game next weekend, 100% there too. Any final thoughts on tonight's game, Pillsy? A 4-3 shootout victory for the Ottawa Senators in Vancouver.
What a bounce back entertainment-wise for the Sens. Last night's game was just absolutely brutal. It was a tough one to stay up and watch, and a loss nonetheless. And they really turned things around here. So proud of the Ottawa Senators once again.
My two favorite stats, I'll let you pick the favorite one.
Ooh.
First, 1,000 wins for the franchise.
Ooh.
And two, the one I mentioned off the top. No, that's a great stat too. But I knew that would be the winner. You only play the Western Canadian teams once after last year playing them 9 times. And they got a win in every Western Canadian city.
You're talking on the road. Yeah.
On the road in Western Canadian city. Winnipeg. Great third period. Saw it live. Nick Anderson's in the chat. He saw it live too. In Calgary, that was a huge 4-1 win where they pulled away. That was where Connor Brown broke his jaw, still had a goal in his fist. Edmonton, down by 2 going into the third period. So they're 2-32-1 in the third period, and 2 of them were in Western Canada. The 2 wins were both in Western Canada.
Weird.
They come back against Edmonton to win 6-4. And then tonight in Vancouver, fantastic performance there. Any last words? I think we're all set. Otherwise, let's get some Go Sens Go in the chat. How about some love for Drake Batherson too? Because Adam Gaudette doesn't get an opportunity to shoot if Drake Batherson doesn't extend this shootout in a clutch situation upstairs over the blocker. Or no, over the glove. Righty? Yeah, came in the left. Over the glove of Thatcher Demko. Fantastic effort. We'll wait for the helmet video. You can follow us on Twitter. We'll get that video out. We'll get the screenshot out. Steve, we don't say that name in the chat. We say Shabbat, Batherson, and Brown, not the other one. But we will put the screenshot up when we get the video here tonight of Alex Formanton getting the bike helmet and glasses. I'm calling it right now. You're saying Gus? Or no, you're saying Gaudette?
Gaudette.
Okay, official prediction. We will get you the answer on tomorrow's Locked On Senators. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for staying up late with us. I'm really actually impressed with the numbers here as it's 1:30 Eastern time, 12:30 for me in Manitoba and Pilsy. A win is a win is a win. And that's what we got to see tonight for the Ottawa Senators. 2 goals for Alex Formanton, 2 assists for Nikita Zaitsev, and a shootout game winner for none other than Adam Gaudette, who sat on the bench for the final 35-plus minutes of this game. Have a great night, Sens fans. We'll chat to you tomorrow on the Locked On Senators podcast because we've got your team every day.